Hey folks, Mark here. Another cop video today, and dealing with cops. Today I want to address known behaviors. Um, this is something really hard for a lot of people to understand because the stories are, oh, we were just riding along, minding our own business, we weren't doing nothing, and the cops pulled us over. Okay, and they started harassment. Well, that's what it looks like from their side, right? When you look at things from a cop's perspective, you get a different understanding. Um, so when somebody says, "Well, me and my friends were just driving around, we weren't doing nothing," well, okay, let's talk about known behaviors. There is a thing called felony burglary. That is not a home invasion per se, but it sure looks like one. Felony burglaries are ways, it's a rising trend where you'll have a crew of people who are driving into a neighborhood that they don't live in, and basically what they'll do is they will hit multiple houses. Okay? So you've got like 4 to 5 guys coming in, hitting a house, putting the stuff in the trunk, moving on to another house, putting the stuff in the trunk. And often during these engagements, somebody's armed. And basically, that's what makes it a felony burglary. It's not a home invasion. Again, let me make it clear. However, because of their numbers and the likelihood of being armed, they don't care if you're home or not. It's not a home invasion, like they're not coming after you per se, but hey, if you're home, sucks to be you. So 4 or 5 guys in a clunker of a car driving through a neighborhood could very well be set up for felony burglary, right? And yeah, the cops want to check you out. Another thing is a lot of people sitting in a car, that kind of raises the chances of intoxication, right? Like, even if the driver isn't driving under the influence, which is common, there's a good chance, they're smoking dope, et cetera, et cetera. So, young people, cop pulls up, rolls down the window, it's like, oh, okay. Known behaviors are the thing that really undermined the claim of we weren't doing nothing. What people were doing at the time is it resembles misbehavior a lot of times. So, yeah, I was just walking down the street at 10 o'clock at night. Well, that's not really normal behavior in most places. And if you do see somebody walking around that late, there's a good chance that they're on drugs or drunk, right? So they're out in public, doing something. And this has really become more prevalent, in places where drugs have been legal or dope has been legalized, that this guy's out there stoned. There's a good chance he's drunk. There's certain neighborhoods that basically, if you see somebody roaming around at night, yeah, they're high, obviously, or they're looking to break in. So, this behavior, which it may be totally innocent on your part, but the 50 other people he's seen doing it weren't. So, that kind of behavior, if you engage in behavior that resembles known behavior, the odds are you're going to get to talk to a cop. Deal with it. It is what it is. It's not harassment, but it's just the cops. They have a job to check out potential trouble. And if you're doing something that is commonly associated with known behavior, that's the price you're going to pay. It is what it is, and how you handle that determines how good or bad the situation is going to go. Because as a cop told me once, I've never met anybody who've talked themselves out of being arrested, but I've had a lot of people talk themselves into being arrested. So if you get your knickers in a knot and are like, well, you're just harassing me because I happen to be walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? It's like, yeah, that's a good way for things to go bad. It's also really going to go bad if you're doing that, same behavior and you actually are doing something stupid like, carrying drugs with you, being intoxicated in public, right? I mean, there are, like I said, lots of ways to get in trouble with the cops. A lot of them start with your behavior.